Dear students, welcome to online classes. Today we are going to discuss about the new lesson structure of atom from 10th class physics. For this session today we are going to discuss about the topic spectrum. How many colors are there in a rainbow? So definitely there will be 7 colors in the rainbow. They are violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. And if you see them, the colors are spreading continuously, means there should be no particular gap between the colors. They are just like flowing. So the intensity of each varies from one point to the other, even though they are spreading continuously. Then how this light travels? Different colors, white light, red light, violet light, whatever it may be. First, how this light travels? For this, let us see some of the examples to understand. Light travels in the form of waves. Then, yes, that is a form of wave. Is the wave that happened in the oceans and seas? Maybe. Let us understand wave nature of the light. When you throw a stone into a still pond, you observe ripples which are transmitting the disturbance in the form of waves on the surface of water. Sound waves are also produced when something vibrates like a drum or a speaker. In the same way, electromagnetic waves are also produced and traveled when an electric charge vibrates, whether they are moved back and forth or up and down. Here you can see one blue color wave and one red color wave are passing. That blue color wave indicates the magnetic field and red color wave indicates the electric field. So as these waves are two fields, energy fields, that is electrical energy and magnetic energy, and the directions are perpendicular to each other. This is known as electromagnetic waves. A vibrating electric charge creates a change in the electric field. The changing electric field again creates a changing magnetic field. So this process continues with both the created fields being perpendicular to each other and at right angles to the direction of the propagation of the wave. You can understood here B is the magnetic field and E is the electric field. So both are created and they are perpendicular to each other and they are also perpendicular to the wave propagation. Generally, visible light is an electromagnetic wave, means which contain electric field and magnetic field vibrating perpendicular to each other. Hence the name electromagnetic wave. And if you find the speed of the light is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. That is about 3 lakhs kilometer per second. And it can be represented by the letter C. Then what are the characteristics of electromagnetic wave? So coming to the characteristics, electromagnetic energy traveling through a vacuum behaves in some way like ocean waves traveling through water. Like ocean waves, electromagnetic energy is characterized by wavelength lambda and frequency nu. The wavelength lambda of the wave is the distance from one wave peak to the next wave peak. So we can say that they are crest and troughs, between two successive crests or between two successive troughs. is known as the wavelength, and it is represented by lambda. Coming to the frequency nu of a wave is simply the number of wave peaks that pass by a given point per unit time, and it is expressed in units of reciprocal seconds, that is 1 by second or second inverse. You can count the number of peaks that are passing in a unit time, either per second or per minute or per 1 hour also. The relation between these quantities is given by lambda is inversely proportional to the frequency, that is wavelength is inversely proportional to the frequency. To remove the proportionality, we need to place a constant called c. So that is c is equals to nu lambda. C is the speed of the electromagnetic wave, nu is the frequency, and lambda is the wavelength. Can we apply this equation to sound wave? Yes, definitely. It is an universal relationship and applies to all types of waves. As the frequency increases, the wavelength becomes smaller because they are inversely proportional to each other. Electromagnetic waves can have a wide variety of frequencies. The entire range of electromagnetic wave frequencies is known as the electromagnetic spectrum. So we have seen rainbow is the example for spectrum. Why? Because from violet to red they have different frequencies and they are arranged like WIBGR. Here also electromagnetic wave frequencies are also having so much of range, a range of different frequencies. Hence it is called electromagnetic spectrum. The familiar example of visible spectrum in nature is the formation of a rainbow. Now you can see when white light is passing through a prism, we will get 7 different colors. And you can see from violet to red from bottom to the top, there is a change in the distance between two peaks, that is wavelength, and there is again change in the frequency, number of peaks that are passing also. You can see violet has very less distance, means has less wavelength when compared to the red, means the distance between the peaks of violet light is less and the distance between the two peaks in red light is more. So that is wavelength is less for violet and more for the red. So like this, each color in a rainbow is characterized by a specified wavelength from red to violet. These colors that the human naked eye is sensitive to are called visible light. There are so many ranges, but only we can see from violet to red. The range of wavelengths covering red color to violet color is called visible spectrum. And coming to this one, this is the visible spectrum where it starts from violet to the red. You can see the wave, white color wave, having different wavelengths in different colored. And here the numberings, the numerical also given. The violet, for the violet it is starting at 400 nanometers and to the red it is 700 nanometers. Now the light can be seen of the wavelength is 400 nanometers to 700 nanometers. Electromagnetic spectrum. So electromagnetic waves can have wide variety of the wavelengths. We can see some of them, we cannot see some of them. So the entire range of wavelengths, either visible or invisible, the entire range of wavelengths is known as the electromagnetic spectrum. The electromagnetic spectrum consists of a continuous range of wavelengths of gamma rays at the shorter wavelength to the radio waves at the longer wavelength. Let us see. But our eyes are sensitive only to the visible light. Now this is the sun, from that light came out, and you can see there are so many different frequencies are observed in the electromagnetic spectrum. Starting from gamma rays, you can see my cursor, gamma rays. After that, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, then visible light, VIBGR, infrared, microwaves, and radio waves. You can see the shortest wavelength is for gamma rays and longest wavelength is for the radio waves. So, is there any other ways to produce light other than sun, candle, etc.? Yes. What happens when you heat an iron rod on a flame? Do you find any change in color on heating an iron rod? Yes, definitely they turned into red hot. You can see, when you heat an iron rod, some of the heat energy is emitted as light like this. You can see, as we are going on heating the iron rod, it will produce different colors at different temperatures. Starting with the black, then it will be converted into dull red, then again cherry red, yellow, white yellow, bright orange color. When you go to higher temperatures, it will give us white light. So first it turns red, having lower energy, and as the temperature increases, it just moves on to orange, yellow, blue, finally white. You can see here the molten iron. And we all thought that light is a continuous energy, means when we switch on the light, it continuously producing the light energy. But actually that is not the correct. Let us see. And the scientist who was on the screen was Max Planck. He broke the continuous energy tradition of electromagnetic energy. He says that energy is always emitted in the form of packets having energy in the multiples of h nu. Means, for example, the energy may be either h nu or 2h nu or 3h nu and so on up to nh nu. You can see h is a quantum packet, means it is a packet of energy which contain photon, momentum, mass. You can see energy is transferred in the form of small packets, not as a continuous thing. It is going in the form of packets, and the energy may be h nu or 2h nu, depends on the material. You can see the light. As it is glowing, we say that the light energy is continuously emitting without any breaks. But Max Planck cut off, means he just end the traditional way of thinking, and he said that when light is passing, it is in the form of packets. So means some of the energy packets are moving like that. That is, the energy for certain frequency E can be represented by the equation E is equal to h nu, energy. Where h is a Planck's constant, the value is 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joule second. Nu is the frequency of the radiation absorbed or emitted, and the energy E for the red color is lower compared to the energy of the blue color because of high frequency. The energy emitted from material body increases with increase in the heat energy. When you give more heat energy, the emitted energy will also become more. So the significance of Planck's proposal is that electromagnetic energy can be gained or lost in discrete values, not in a continuous manner. Hence, emission or absorption of light spectrum is a collection of group of wavelengths. So, because of different groups of wavelengths, we can have seen different colored lights. When you crack the crackers. So Deepavali firecrackers is the best example. Activity 2. Now take a pinch of cupric chloride in a watch glass and make a paste with concentrated hydrochloric acid. And take this paste on a platinum loop and introduce it into a non-luminous flame. So observe the color of the flame. Not only that, we can have so many. So we have taken copper chloride and chromium sulfate. Then we added sulfuric acid and we just start burning. You can see here we have taken different types of compounds and added some acid and just we burned them. You can see all the colors that are exhibited by different compounds are different. You can see a rainbow here itself. Indium violet color, lithium red color, copper green color. So like that, each compound has its own color to exhibit. So cupric chloride produces a green colored flame while strontium produces crimson red. Sodium vapors produce yellow light. In street lamps also we can see. Scientists found that each element emits its own characteristic color. So these colors correspond to certain discrete wavelengths of light and are called line spectra. So these are the examples of line spectra. So you can see on the top it is the continuous spectrum of the white light rainbow, visible spectrum. After that you can see sodium, it will give only lines, some lines, and hydrogen, it will give some lines, calcium, mercury, and you can see there should be no matching between these lines from one compound to the other. So the lines in atomic spectra can be used to identify the unknown atoms and they are not matched to one another. Hence they are called fingerprints of the atoms. Now take the electromagnetic spectrum, then spectra. It is divided into two types, absorption spectrum and emission spectrum. Again, absorption spectrum and emission spectrum are divided into line spectrum and band spectrum. This is the flow chart of the spectrum. You can see now electromagnetic spectrum. For that, take the prism and photographic plate. From the sun, we just send white light to the prism. It will divide into 7 colors and they can be form this like on the photographic plate. It is a continuous spectrum you can find. Dispersion happens. This is known as electromagnetic spectrum. Here only violet to red we can see. Remaining also formed on the electrophotographic plate, but they are invisible to our human eye, naked eye. Now absorption spectrum. For that, take the gas discharge tube having hydrogen gas. We can take any gas there. And then take the prism and photographic plate. And from the side we can pass white light so that it will give some light out. See here, absorption of some light having takes place. When they send to the prism, you can see some of the lines are missing there. That missing lines can be represented by the black lines. So here these black lines are the resultant of the absorption of the light by hydrogen gas. So if the spectrum is formed like this, then they are called absorption spectrum. Why? Because the missing lines, black lines, are the result of the absorption. Emission spectrum. For that also take gas discharge tube and prism, photographic plate, but here in the case black photo, dark color photographic plate. When you give some heat energy to the discharge tube, means the element present in that, it will emit some other light, and when we pass through the prism, you will find that it will give only some of the lines which are having different colors, different frequencies, and they will be shown in the lines, colored lines on the dark plate. Here, these lights are emitted by the element have taken in the gas discharge tube by emission. So hence it is an emission spectrum.